You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Hazelton honored a young hero Wednesday night for saving the life of his younger sibling. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has the story on 8-year-old Jackson Dempsey.
Here's the Jackson! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes. And in the case of Jackson Dempsey, he's an 8-year-old second grader who saved the life of his little sister Layla. The day of the incident may have started out normal, but it changed the life of Jackson and his family in the blink of an eye. They were traveling in their vehicle when 20-month-old Layla began choking on a chicken nugget. That's when her brother sprung into action.
I heard this sound, and when I heard that sound, I knew something was happening. I knew it wasn't my dad, then I knew it was Layla. So when I heard that, I was, oh my God, that's Layla, and I saw her. She was purple on her face and red. And I knew what to do. I patted her on the back, I gave her the Heimlich, and I did what he did in the video.
The he Jackson is referring to is WWE star John Cena, who demonstrated life-saving maneuvers on Nickelodeon's The Substitute.
The whole family's very lucky for the actions of Jackson, for something he saw on TV. He took a maneuver that's used in first aid and CPR and applied it to his sister and was able to dislodge a chicken nugget from her throat, allowing her to breathe. He's a hero in everybody's eyes.
Jackson was honored yesterday by emergency responders for his heroism.
It's wonderful that a young man at his age was able to pick up on, a life-saving technique and use it to help save, someone in the community, not only the community, but his own sister, his own family member.
He also received recognition from State Representative Tara Toohill and Hazelton Mayor Jeff Cassett.
It's a great experience to be able to honor one of our own, especially in a life-saving situation like this. I am going to present Jackson with the same award that we do give to firefighters and police officers for their life-saving skills.
Jackson's actions prove that you're never too young or too old to learn new lessons in life.
It's really good for families to see this. It's something positive. We've obviously had a really dark, long year, and other children have not been so lucky. So honestly, for families to see this and talk about the Heimlich maneuver, talk about life-saving techniques, is something really positive.
He was also made a junior fire chief at Wednesday night's event. We here at WYLN would like to congratulate Jackson for his bravery. In Hazelton, for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thanks, Julie. Jackson also received a video message from John Cena himself, who congratulated him for his bravery. The city of Hazelton's cracking down to stop people from illegally operating ATVs on city streets. City Council took action by passing an ordinance last summer that prohibits people from operating quads and dirt bikes on streets, alleys, and highways. Penalties for breaking the law include fines of up to $1,000, as well as forfeiture and destruction of the vehicle. And the city means business. Officials will be asking county court to have around 20 ATVs forfeited, and the next step would be having them destroyed. Administration hopes to send a message and deter individuals from riding illegally through the streets, posing a danger to both themselves and the public. After more than 4 decades, an arrest has finally been made in a Carbon County cold case. State police announced Wednesday that a New York man was charged for allegedly killing Evelyn Colon and her unborn baby back in December of 1976. Before she was officially identified, Evelyn was known as Beth Doe, who's been buried at the Lauritown Road Cemetery near Weatherly for the past 44 years. Her mutilated remains were found stuffed in suitcases along the bank of the Lehigh River in Eastside Borough. Authorities charged 63-year-old Louise Sierra of Ozone Park, New York, with criminal homicide. Sierra was around 19 years old at the time of the murder. The arrest was made possible through continuing police investigation and changes in technology. Crestwood students who chose to attend classes in person will be back in the classroom 4 days a week before the end of April. Elementary students who attended classes 2 days a week in March will bump up to 4 on April 12th. Special education students will meet in person 4 days a week for classes starting Tuesday. Grades 7 through 12 can report in person for the first time Tuesday as well, and will move up to 4 days a week April 19th. All students will study from home on Wednesdays so that maintenance workers can do any extra cleaning. Families who want to switch their child to virtual or in-person classes need to let elementary schools know by April 7th and the secondary campus by April 14th. A Hazleton man was sentenced for unlawfully obtaining various government benefits. 39-year-old Andres Santos used the name and personal info of an unidentified victim to obtain benefits he wasn't entitled to, specifically Medicaid and SNAP. He received a total of $11,000 in unlawful assistance and was sentenced to 24 months in prison. Lehigh Valley Health Network's opening 2 new COVID-19 vaccination sites and hosting 2 more drive-through clinics. The 2 clinic locations in Lehigh and Northampton counties will open April 12th to administer vaccines by appointment only. The first will be at 2633 MacArthur Boulevard in Whitehall, while the other will be in the Northampton Crossing Shopping Center at 3768 Easton Nazareth Highway in Palmer Township. LVHN's also adding on 2 more drive-through mass vaccination events that'll run from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The first will be held Wednesday, April 7th at the Pocono Raceway, and the next will follow that Saturday, April 10th in Allentown at Dorney Park in Wildwater Kingdom. Those that are eligible under Phase 1A can sign into or create a MyLVHN account to schedule or call 833-584-6283. Get your sunscreen and bug spray ready for outdoor activities and opportunities at Pennsylvania State Parks. DCNR Secretary Cindy Adams Dunn announced the upcoming return of outdoor programming at state parks across the Commonwealth. The expansion of occupancy limits within state park and forest buildings will also go into effect this Sunday, April 4th. Outdoor in-person programs and volunteer work days will resume with a 40 participant limit per program or group. Visitor centers, offices, theaters, and interpretive wings will return with a 75% occupancy limit. Visitors and staff must all wear a mask, social distance, and practice frequent hand washing or sanitizing. Check out DCNR's website for all the details. Coming up on WYLN News, Plymouth Alive has returned. Plus, let's talk sports. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's WYLN forecast is partly cloudy.
AllCare Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call AllCare Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Follow us on our weekly journeys through the backstories of those paving NEPA toward a better future.
Each night we'll dig a little deeper into the lives and goals of our local leaders. So stay tuned for the end of our news as we learn more of those leading the way.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. If you were ever thinking about trading your car, bring it in now. Trades are at an all-time high. Bring your late model in, you'll get a couple grand more than you did a couple months ago. If you're looking for a car, we've got a huge selection of GMC, Buick, Chevrolets. We've got Nissans. We've got a whole bunch of vehicles. We even have Chad Thomas. We even have Chad Thomases. So if you're looking to buy a Chad Thomas, a Buick, a Chevy, a Cadillac, come see us at Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, and see where we take the deals the other guys won't.
We introduced what Fork Over Love was all about a few weeks back. Well, nonprofits back at it again and working with Holy Rosary Church. Holy Rosary is hosting a free community takeout dinner at their parish. The distribution will take place at 240 South Poplar Street Wednesday, April 7th from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Vehicles will park in the parish's main parking lot upon their arrival and be directed to the rear of the church to pick up their reserved meal. Church officials ask that everyone wear a mask and remain in their vehicles for the safety and well-being of all guests and volunteers. Good news for fans of good meats. The Plymouth Alive Kielbasa Festival will be back in action for 2021. This will be the 17th run for the festival since last year got a COVID cancellation. The organization stated that details will be announced in the near future, but sadly, two festival staples won't be happening this year: the annual Saturday morning parade and kielbasa competition. Other requirements like spacing out vendors and operating one band shell will be incorporated to make the festival pandemic friendly. Plymouth Alive said even with all of the changes this year, their 2021 Kielbasa Festival will still be packed with great food and fun. Wyln's putting a special twist on something we've always had in the mix and drafting one of our top picks to the news for all our local sports fans. Our all-time OT hero Marty Burns will now be bringing you your favorite in-depth analysis of local on and off-season happenings from across our viewing area nightly. So, let's talk sports.
Today is April 1st, but not too soon to look back to March, in particular March Madness, the NCAA men's basketball tournament. And do you ever get to that point when you want to go to a school dance and you want to have a dance partner and you sign up? And I signed up for Illinois all the way to the end. And before I even got a slow dance with Illinois, Sister Jean took them away from the school and out of the tournament. So I went to another dance partner in Texas. They lost to Abilene Christian. And how good is Texas? You begin to wonder when Shaka Smart, their coach, leaves in less than a week for a job at Marquette. So for all the Penn State fans out there, I really don't want to upset you, but the Big Ten was a fraud in teams like Iowa and also Ohio State. I did write the O, and I should have continued and wrote Oral Roberts instead of Ohio State. Purdue. Wisconsin at least got a win, as the old power North Carolina came up with a dud. But what this tournament showed is that maybe Bill Walton is right. The Pac-12 is the Conference of Champions, as you had Oregon State, UCLA, Oregon, and USC making the Sweet 16. And now, as we look ahead in a couple days to the Final Four, you look back on April 1st, and it shows you how much March Madness made a fool out of you. So this is Let's Talk Sports in its first airing here on 35 News. I send it over to Julia, who I'm sure has all of her Final Four intact.
Thanks, Marty. Coming up on Highlands News Choice, we take a trip down to the Carbon County Animal Shelter and Community in U. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. Stay with us.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on Wyln TV 35. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
AllCare Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call AllCare Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hey folks, I want you to tune in this week to Let's Talk Chiropractic. My new handsome associate is Dr. Alex Paroli. He's a new guy, but he's a local man. So come watch the show and see how we're gonna dance together for the next couple of years.
The saying goes, it's better to adopt than shop. If you are seriously considering thinking about adopting a dog, then you may want to give the Carbon County Animal Shelter in Nesquehoning a buzz. The facility houses a variety of dogs that are looking for that special family or person to start a new life with. Some of the policies have changed because of the pandemic, like first scheduling an appointment. Shelter Director Tom Connors has more about the adoption process.
So we'll set you up with a time. We ask you to come. We walk you through the shelter. When you walk through our shelter, every dog goes crazy. They bark, they jump, they growl, they knock over water dishes. They're all normal dogs on a leash, but you get a sense of a dog that may be good for you. Then you'll come outside of the kennel area, outside where we could talk, where the barking's not stops, and then we discuss what dog you might be interested in. If the dog is up to date on its shots, you're welcome to take it for a nice walk. Depending on the heat of the day, it could be anywhere from 10 minutes to a half hour or more. And then you're required to come back again. So it's always 2 visits. You can at least 2 visits. You can never come and just walk in, get a dog, and walk out. It doesn't work like that. We don't think that's in the best interest of the dogs.
A lot has changed as we are still in the pandemic. Many who worked from home or experienced layoffs decided to adopt a dog, but had to change course once they went back to work.
We didn't see the increase in adoptions, to be honest with you. We heard that there were a lot, and that's twofold. I mean, sometimes it's a mistake. Sometimes it's good because you're home and you have time to spend with your dog while it gets used to its new home. But other times it's like a novelty for you, and then once you go back to work, now you don't want to deal with the dog. So We did not see the increase. I heard of shelters that have. We were blessed. We had 2 dogs that got adopted that were with us for 3 years. And in the past month, they got adopted into good homes, and they're doing great. So we're happy for that. That was like a great time for our staff and our friends. So we're happy for those dogs. But we didn't see an increase in adoptions.
Longtime residents of the shelter may take a little longer to adjust to their potential new human.
Some of our dogs that have been here longer, then we would ask you to make multiple visits until they got used to you and we were sure that it was the right fit. So we work with everybody. We try to work around schedules when possible for people when they have special needs, and we do the best we can to help people get the right dog for them.
Many have also found themselves in a situation where they can no longer care for their pet, whether it be for financial or health reasons. Though it may be hard to surrender a dog, it may be in the best interest of the animal, and Carbon County is there to assist.
Here's the thing, I mean, if you have a situation with your dog and you need help, call your local shelter. They're there to help you. You know, there are certain ways of doing it the right way, and that's what we want to do. We may ask you to, if you have to release your dog, to hold it for a week or so we could reach out to get that dog a home before it has to come in here. As much as we try to make the shelter a good place for these animals, it's tough on them and it's very stressful. But we work with owners, so we don't want people to feel desperate, like you know, there's nobody there for them. If you need food or you need care, reach out and we'll do our best to try to help you. So we're all in this together, and don't be afraid to call and ask.
There are also ways that the public can lend a helping hand to the shelter.
You can't adopt a dog, or at this time volunteering is a little bit tough, and they help us with supplies. I mean, we could always use cleaning supplies. Our dogs eat every day, twice a day. We actually overfeed them probably, but it works out good, and they love soft treats. So people can come down and see our dogs and you know, ask what we need, and we never ask for something that we have plenty of. Whatever we get always stays in-house to take care of these dogs. And so if they like to volunteer, they're always welcome to give us a call. We'll let them know and tell them what's on our wish list and go from there.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice,
everyday low prices,
plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman on Wyln TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
From the bottom of our hearts, the Wyln TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Luzerne County Manager David Pedry's leading the way in part 4 of this week's series.
And welcome back, folks, to Leading the Way. We're joined this week by Luzerne County Manager David Pedry. So, as Luzerne County Manager, biggest challenges that you face and the biggest achievements that you've had. We can either start with the good or start with the bad.
Well, let's start with the challenges. The challenges is that we are still working with, when Luzerne County came into, the home rule form of government came into existence in 2012, we were saddled with over $468 million in debt. $468 million in debt is an incredible amount of debt. There wasn't a plan in place, and I got to give it to the Luzerne County Council in 2012. They put us on a path to fix that financial ship. So this is, I think, one of our most difficult challenges and one of our greatest achievements, is that I am the only county manager in the state that's going to brag about being under $250 million in debt. Okay, so that's still an incredible amount of money, and I get that. Yeah. But we've paid off over $200 million in debt in the space of 10 years. And the only time that we've taken on debt since home rule has come into play, other than some refinancing, is for a giant 911 projects where we're changing all to digital, and for an energy saving project that will actually pay us back if we put the input in. So that has been obviously one of the biggest challenges. Finances are always a big deal here. We don't want to raise taxes here in Luzerne County. As my time as county manager over the past 5 years, I've been able to deliver 3 no tax increase budgets. And it really comes down for me is one of my biggest achievements, I believe, would be the renovations of the Luzerne County Courthouse. When I came county manager, there was actually a netting under the beautiful rotunda of the Luzerne County Courthouse because plaster was falling in. But through the funding set forth by the Luzerne County Council, we were able to fix that. And we actually got an award for fine arts from our associate, John Canning and Associates, who did a lot of the work. Because that's a beautiful once-in-a-lifetime building. If you haven't had an opportunity to see the Luzerne County Courthouse, I would highly recommend you do that in our timeline here. In addition, some of the other achievements that I'm very proud of is just streamlining our government. We fixed a lot of little problems, and I think one of my challenges is I think you know from talking to me is I'm an action guy. I want to move 100%. I'm always on the phone. I'm always doing something. I'm moving. And what I found is that government moves slowly, and things change and things go slow. So when I came in, I wanted to change things right away. But what I find is little step. But if we fix those little things, it becomes a big deal. I try to get 2 things off my desk every single day. If I get 2 major things off my desk every single day, that's 10 things I finish that week. 10 really good big projects that week. 40, that's 40 in a month. Okay, then I'm doing something, I'm moving along. And obviously there's going to be fires going off, there's going to be flares I have to run down because of my role, but that's what I think we're going to be doing here. In my opinion, the challenge is obviously our budget, the way the government moves, but it's also some of our best achievements is how we've changed a lot of those things.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever, even on April Fool's Day. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.